I want to make some pocket bread, flat bread, pita bread, a couple of names there. Pita bread is actually a Greek word, so it's a Middle Eastern bread. I've got my dough made. You make it about 2 hours in advance. And it's a soft dough. And I'm going to just put a little bit of cornmeal on a cookie sheet. And then you just grab a pinch of dough and make it into a ball. And place it down on your cookie sheet. And then you'll let these little balls of dough rest for 20 minutes, and you want to put a damp dishcloth on top or a paper towel that's wet. They need moisture to make them have that bubble when you bake them. And this is a fun treat for the grandkids to make sandwiches with. They can take a sandwich and run outside with it, and it stays together pretty much. Wring out the excess water over your dough balls and let it rest for about 20 minutes. And while it's resting, get a stone or I've got an iron skillet that I could use, but if you don't have either, get a cookie sheet and turn it upside down on the lowest rack in the oven. And turn your oven up to 450 and let it get nice and hot. Alright, this is rested for 20 minutes. So I'm just going to have a little sheet of wax paper and sprinkle some flour on it and on my rolling pin. And I've got some sesame seeds that I kind of like the texture to put on, and I just get a little bit and sprinkle them on. And just sprinkle them on here too on your can of them if you want to do it quick. You roll them out, and it's kind of sticky, so I'm going to need a little more flour. But you do want a soft dough. 1/4 inch to an 1/8 inch. Yeah. And I'm just going to put it on here until I can get a couple of them to put in the oven. I've got 3 of them, and now you want a little spray bottle with water. Give them a couple of squirts, and that will help create the bubble. I'm just going to cut one of these in half to show you how you cut them in half. And they didn't puff up as good as I would like, but you can get your knife and just go down the middle. And there's your pocket to stuff with whatever you want to put in it. And this side is a little more bubbly. So there you go. This is the pita bread, pocket bread, flat bread, and I adjusted the oven to 5 minutes of baking time. Just kind of have to play it by ear. And the recipe, I think any basic bread recipe would work, but you have 1 cup of wheat flour, 2 cups of white flour, 1 1/4 cup of water, and 2½ teaspoons of yeast, and a tablespoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 cup of olive oil. So you just make it like your basic bread recipe. If you want to do it by hand, you would stir it with a wooden spoon and knead it for 10 minutes. I used my bread machine, so it was fast. You let it rise for 2 hours, make your balls, and let them rest under a wet paper towel or a wet dishcloth for 20 minutes. Roll it out. I think the 1/4 inch works better than the 1/8 inch. And bake them about 5 minutes at 450 degrees. They're a good summer treat. Hope you make it and enjoy.